Hi there. Now we're going to do lesson number 104. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. Very deliberate statement. I am seeking only what belongs to me in truth. There is no room for illusion if you're just going to seek what belongs to you, which in truth is what God has given you, given me. Paragraph 1. Today's idea continues with the thought that joy and peace are not idle dreams. They are your right because of what you are. They come to you from God. Again, we're talking about joy and peace. They come to us from God, who cannot fail to give you what he wills. God, being the creator who gave us joy and peace, gave us joy and peace. That is our truth, and that is what we must decide to seek for, because that is what belongs to us, because that's all that was given to us. Paragraph 1 still, we are in sentence number 4. Yet must there be a place made ready to receive his gifts. A place made ready is what the Course in Miracles is doing. It is training our mind to take in information that is drastically different than what we've taught, that is radically so different, telling us that not only did God create us perfect, whole, complete in its image, one with it, it never created fear, it never created separation, it never created more than one of us. All of those radical truths are being told to us, are seeds that are being planted in our mind, preparing us to come to the place where we will eventually be able to shift between love and fear. We cannot shift into love, the love that the Course in Miracles is teaching, because we don't have an intellectual understanding of that love. We only have the fear-based love of the ego, which is conditional love, special love. Special love then has special hate. So what is happening here is that we are having our mind being made ready to receive the truth, because the Course in Miracles is a course in mind training. Our mind is being trained to receive truth so that then we will be able to choose to give ourselves a miracle once we decide to seek only the truth. All right, so now let's go to sentence number 5. They are not welcomed gladly by a mind that has instead received the gifts it made where his belong, as substitutes for them. So we will not receive. It's impossible for somebody who's totally unconscious, unaware of the truth of God, to receive that there is no other out there, to receive that we are all one, to receive that God is inside, we are inside the mind of God. Therefore, everything that we are is pure consciousness. We are God's imagination. God has imagined us into being, and imagined us as joyful, peaceful beings, as one energy, as one consciousness that is forever expanding. So you can't receive that until you have planted into your mind some of the truths that are God's truths. So this is why this says, the truth that you are joy and peace, and it's available to you anytime you want it, it's not welcomed gladly by a mind that has instead received the gifts it made. When your ego makes the gifts that I am unhappy and I am suffering and I am sadness and all of those things become real, and fear becomes real and separation becomes real, his gifts, God's gifts, can't be in the mind. So we can't access them. Well, actually, they are in our mind, but they have been pushed to the side because the monkey mind that we have is always thinking about what the ego made, not by what God made. Even though it longs for joy and peace, the mind that is run by our ego does not accept the joy and peace is in us. We got to go get it from the outside. We got to go buy it. We got to go shopping for it. We need a drug to calm us. We need somebody to be nice for us to feel peace. We need the government to change before we can be joyful. So this is why we have created substitutes. Substitutes on the outside, because our mind is not trained to know it's on the inside, simply because our parents who were unconscious couldn't teach us the truth that was true always. So we've been seeking for the truth outside of ourselves. Now we seek for the truth that belongs to us, and it's only going to be found on the inside as we hear the truth and it begins to resonate. Once that truth begins to resonate and activates the truth in you, then you have those realizations. Ah, that is my truth. Joy is in me. So let's continue with paragraph 2. Today, we will remove all meaningless and self-made gifts which we have placed upon the holy altar where God's gifts belong. So all of our ideas, we have got to remove them. God's, are the gifts that are our own in truth. So that joy and peace are our own in truth is what we are preparing ourselves by letting go of what we made up. God's, are the gifts that we inherited before time was. So from the beginning of time, from before the beginning of time, when time did not exist, when everything was already experienced in the eternal now, these gifts were there. And that will still be ours when time has passed into eternity. So when we stop paying attention to the clock, when we stop worrying about the past and the future, when we live in the present eternal now, these gifts are going to be ours. They have to be, because they are where God placed them within us. We have just blocked ourselves from accessing it by our own ideas of what is true. Now we're accepting the truth that God said is true, always has been true, always will be true. But we have to get our minds ready for this. We have to prepare the way to receive what's already been given to us. Isn't that crazy? Sentence number 4, paragraph 2. His are the gifts that are within us now, for they are timeless. We had them, always have had them. We were born with them. As little children, we were joyful and peaceful until others trained us out of that. But it didn't go away. We're just not accessing it because we got trained to believe that peace and joy was outside of us. Sentence 5, and we need not wait to have them. They belong to us today. Why? Because they're in us. Paragraph 3, therefore we choose to have them now, and know in choosing them, in place of what we made, in place of our ego ideas, we but unite our will with what God wills and recognize the same as being one. We are making a deliberate decision. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. I am deliberately choosing to align my thinking with the thinking that is accurate according to God. That love, peace, joy exist in me. I'm going to say, instead of that can't be, I'm going to say it is there. Because in that acknowledgement that it is there, now we can come inside. It takes our attention out of going outside to look for these things. Now we're making a deliberate decision to look for it where it has always been. Our longer practice periods today, the hourly 5 minutes given truth for your salvation, should begin with this. So we're going to give 5 minutes every hour, and it should begin with this. I seek but what belongs to me in truth, and joy and peace are my inheritance. We're activating the seeds of truth they're already in us. So it feels like we're planting seeds, but what we're really doing is we're training our mind to believe the truth that has already been planted within us by God. So more appropriately, we are watering the seeds. Instead of letting them dry out, as we've been looking outside of ourselves, we are coming in and we're watering them with truth. We're saying, yes, I believe it. Yes, I'm going to trust it. Yes, I am willing to experience love, joy, peace as my inheritance. So sentence number 4, paragraph 3. Then lay aside the conflicts of the world that offer other gifts and other goals made of illusions, witnessed to by them and sought for only in a world of dreams. So we're making a decision to stop looking for what is already inside of us. We're going to stop looking on the outside. We're making a commitment to come within. Paragraph 4. All this we lay aside, all of those dreams, those illusions that there's something outside of us that has our joy and our peace, and seek instead that which is truly ours as we ask to recognize what God has given us. Who are we asking? We're asking the Holy Spirit inside of us. We're saying, I will not do my own will by myself and go against God. I am willing to use my mind now that it is being trained to ask inside of me, where is my joy? Where is my peace? And then expect the Holy Spirit to give it to us, to give us those experiences, those ahas, those realizations, those moments of transcendence when we know, yes, that's true. But that happens through our willingness to accept the miracle by choosing that the truth is true instead of the illusion. So you'll encounter situations that are going to activate your idea that something outside of you makes you joyful. When that doesn't make you joyful, you go, where is my joy? Then you come inside because you know it's already there, because you have decided to seek where the truth is, because it belongs in you where God put it. All right, so sentence number 2 in paragraph 4. We clear a holy place within our minds before his altar. So we're coming to God and saying, God's altar is the space that God has created. So we're coming in there looking for the gifts that got placed on this altar. So God created us and placed in us joy and peace. So where his gifts of peace and joy are welcome, and to which we come to find what has been given us by him. These are moments of realization that we've been chasing for things in all the wrong places, that what we've been looking for has always been inside of us, and that love and joy and peace that we've been desiring is what we've been looking with. There's a joyful, peaceful, loving being inside of us looking for love and joy, but we have to make the conscious decision to turn it around and come inside. We have to will to look where they are, will with God by trusting that God placed them there. So see, there's a lot of steps. There's a trusting the information that the Course is saying is so. Then there's a deliberate conscious decision to come inside. There's the willingness to have it be true and sit in stillness waiting for those answers, because they're not going to come from the outside. So there's a lot of steps in truth. Well, there's only one step, come inside. However, it appears that there's multiple steps that we have to take until we get so practiced that it is already in there. So sentence number 3, we come in confidence today, aware that what belongs to us in truth is what he gives. We have to be confident. You got to begin to trust that the truth is true. This is so crucial in these lessons, is to develop trust that the truth is true. If you're reading this, don't read it flippantly and say, oh yeah, God placed joy and peace in me, and then go out into the world and get mad. Acknowledge that if it is being said that it is in you, develop the reverence to hold yourself with kindness and peacefulness and gladness, because that's how you're going to know that that is in you. You have to be willing to really, truly receive, have the confidence that that joy is going to arise, that that peace is really available to you, because that confidence is going to say that you and God's will have now become one, and now you're going to go look for what you know is there. That trust has to be developed. Sentence 4, and we would wish for nothing else. For nothing else belongs to us in truth. There is no opposite to peace. There is no opposite to joy. There is no opposite to God. There's no opposite to love. There is only the blocking what is, and the blocking feels like an opposite. Like there is no darkness. There is no source of darkness in the whole universe. There's only light. But darkness is because we're focusing on what appears to not be there. When the sun turns to the other side of the planet, we say, oh, it's dark. But it's not because somebody turned on the dark switch or there's a sun of darkness. It's only because it's an absence of the light. It's a blocking of the light by the planet. So when our ego has a belief that I cannot be joyful, that is a blocking of the light of the truth by our ego. So when these things come together and they make sense, then all of this opens up for us. But we have to have the willingness to have our mind trained to recognize the truth when it is being expressed to us. And then have the confidence and the courage to say, I'm going to believe it. Let me begin to practice it so that I can begin to feel the efficacy, that it actually really works. So paragraph 5 now. So do we clear the way for him today by simply recognizing that his will is done already. It's already there. That the confidence that it's there, we're coming in to get what's already there. and that joy and peace belong to us as his eternal gifts. Once God gives something, it doesn't take it away. Because what would it take it away from? It would take it away from itself. And God is the source of love. It cannot take love from itself. The sun is the source of light. It cannot not be the source of light. So God placed love and joy and peace inside of us. It is there. We have to make the commitment to come in and find it. We will not let ourselves lose sight of them. We will not. Not is a statement. I will not let myself lose sight of these gifts between the time we come to seek for them where he has laid them. So if I'm going to seek for love and joy in the morning at 9 o'clock and I'm going to come back in at 10 o'clock, well, between 9:05 and 10 o'clock, let me not lose sight that it is there. I'm out here doing the things that I'm doing in the world. I'm at my job. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm teaching. I'm coaching. I'm walking the dog. I'm taking a nap. Whatever it is that I'm doing, let me do it with a conscious awareness that love and joy and peace are always there, and I'm just going to keep coming back to the well where it really is. That's what that means. Don't lose sight that the truth is already in you. This reminder will we bring to mind as often as we can. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. God's gifts of joy and peace are all I want because they're what I have inside of me. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you at the next lesson.